All right, we give just a little bit of time here to let a few people come in, and then I'll get started. Dusted 69, Redneck 99. All right, we give just a little bit of time here to let a few people come in, and then I'll get started. You know, we've done a lot of stuff on Olmos Park lately, and a lot of y'all have already seen the video of the announcement on the 7th, which is this Saturday. So I'm not going to play that video again, but I will give a link to David Ahmad's channel if you want to see it. If you haven't already seen it, I'll give a link there in the description in a little while, and you can go see his video. David Ahmad is Vice President of OCT, Open Carry Texas. And I'm sure y'all have seen it on other channels, so we won't go through that right now. But the reason I'm here today is it's not just the police. You know, it started out with Southside Slacker and us over there and them illegally detaining him for illegally carrying a long gun. They illegally searched him, legally detained him. And that incident showed us what they were like. It gave us a good impression of what they were like. I mean, Southside had the gun cabled to him so they couldn't take it away from him. They didn't like that. So when they were going through his pockets, patting him down and all, they actually crushed his cigarettes just in retaliation for not being able to, for daring not to let them do what they want to. And then, you know, and I might get this a little bit out of order. So we also had Jack with the sign calling them out on their behavior. So what did they do? They pull up in the streets, block the streets off, and point guns at him and tell him to put the sign down and get on his knees. And they already knew who he was and that he could carry openly or concealed. He has a license. He just had a sidearm on, and they already knew that was legal. Their ordinance, they already knew at that time, was illegal, and nobody had done anything about it, but they didn't care. Then there was another incident where Jack and Todd were at the store. Todd had a sidearm. The guy at the counter asked him to leave. He did, but what did Olmos Park cops do? When they got there, Jack was inside talking. There was no complaint on Jack. But what did they do? They arrested Jack anyway, even though knowing that he didn't do anything and that he wasn't the person that was called in on. We also had where Jack was open carrying a long gun, and he was again at gunpoint, put on his knees, cuffed up, arrested. But that was the one where Buck G, where Mr. Round was, whatever you want to describe him physically, he was pointing an AR at her head and telling her to put the camera down. Now, we already know that it's legal to film the cops, but he put and then he attacked her. And then later on, they put a warrant out for her for arrest and didn't say anything about it. So, of course, she didn't know. Then comes when OCT was there, CJ and Jim were attacked, beat up, physically assaulted, whatever you want to call it. And that really set the OCT people off because, you know, you become, when you follow somebody for a long time and you're part of that group, you feel strongly about those people that you work with. So that set off OCT. Oh, and I forgot one. There was Jack and some others. I wasn't there that night. Jack was ticketed for open carrying, which isn't against the law. So anyway, we go to the rally. We get to the rally with 600 people, 650 people, whatever it was. And no Olmos Park police to be seen. Buck G was arrested. Was it that one or that? Anyway, Buck G was arrested at one of them. And then the latest one where Jack was, where the police chief actually threatened Jack on video. And then not too long after, he assaulted Jack for absolutely no reason. Jack was not illegally carrying a firearm. He was not in a place where he shouldn't have been. He was out on a public sidewalk. And even with all the cameras around, police chief went after him anyway. He already knew that Jack had a bad shoulder. That's why he went after the shoulder. And even after they arrested him and he went to the hospital, they took him back to the police department and made him stay there for hours, knowing he has diabetes. And knowing that it would take them a long time to be processed and he wouldn't get any help for a long time. So they knew that was on purpose. But the real purpose of my video today is this. This is the Olmos Park City Council. Mayor Ronald Hornberger, Kenton McDonald, Deanna Rickenbaugh, Sharon Plant, Julia Dusky, and if I get any of these names wrong, forgive me. I'm terrible with last names. These aren't too hard, though. Aaron Harrison. Now, every one of them is just as much fault as the police department. They know what's going on. They haven't done anything about it. The only thing they did do was repeal their stupid their gun law that was illegal anyway. And the only reason they did that was because they were forced to. But each one of these people know what's going on. And let me scroll through that again so you can get a look at those names. You can always come back and look again. And I'll leave a link to this. But it's got their names and their emails. So if y'all, when I'm done, if y'all feel like contacting them through email and letting them know what you think, that's up to you. But this is an organized crime. These police officers have continually committed crimes against people that they don't like because they dare stand up against them. And the city council could put it into it, but they have refused to. Absolutely refused to do anything about it. And they absolutely could. Now, there's word out there that the police chief and the police chiefs association has threatened to sue the city. But I don't care if they threaten to sue the city. And if that's what's stopping city council, which I don't believe that's the whole reason, it's going to cost them more in repeated lawsuits against that city, but yet they still don't do anything. So the only thing left for me to conclude is that they are at minimum complicit and sorry, I can't think of the word right now I'm really looking for. It just went past me. Co-conspirators in the whole situation. I'm absolutely convinced that it's okay with every one of them over there that what's going on with that police department and their continued attacks on people. And I don't mean just illegally arresting people. I mean actually physically, intentionally, willfully hurting people. We've seen it on video over and over again. They have no honor. They're completely corrupt. I think they could get the whole damn group of them on the RICO. And not one police officer over there has stood up and said, hey, that's enough of this. Not one. So the only conclusion I can come up with is they're part of it. It's okay with them. And Al, yeah, they're going to pay. They're going to pay big time. You know, I was going to go over there and drop off some pacifiers and some baby blankets for the police department for Saturday, but I started looking at, you know, there's like 13 police officers there, and I didn't want to spend, you know, $6, $8, $10 a blanket for each one of them, and another $2 or $3 or $4 a piece for pacifiers. They're just not worth that much money. They're just not worth it. I do have something else in mind, and I hope I get by there. But even if I don't do it ahead of time, it can be done later. I'll wait to do it for y'all to see that. Yeah, I know. Exempt from RICO, you know, I don't really care. It's still organized crime. And I'm not sure about the legalities of RICO and police. But even if they are exempt, it's still a good description of what they're doing. Go get some cheap baby formula and set up a free lunch. I like that. That's from Steve Tunis. Well, you know, the last time we were there, they all hid. They all curled up underneath their desk and shaking in their boots because so many people dared stand up against them. And they were outnumbered, so of course they're going to be cowards. They don't do anything over there unless they're outnumber whoever it is they're against, or it outnumber and out firepower. And hopefully, we'll shut this Saturday. They will be just the biggest cowards because actually I think it'll be much safer for everybody if they don't show up. But I don't know if they're smart enough not to show up. But I really think they're too much cowards to show up anyway. So that's good. We'll just, you know, wander around town and talk to people and do our thing, and there won't be any major problems. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here real quick. I'm gonna check out the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna call it an end because I don't really want to do a long video. There's, you know, everything's really been said. There was just a couple things I wanted to add in, and this is a video from David Ahmad that talks about Olmos Park and announces the rally on the 7th, and it's returning Olmos Park, but his channel is American Gun Club, and if you're into Second Amendment, which I hope you are, then I think his channel will be getting used more and more as time goes by. You know, we'll leave a link to his video and to the Facebook event for more information. I will leave that in the description for y'all as well. I know David Ahmad pretty well. He's a good guy and well-spoken, and he doesn't really, he says it like it is. What else can I say? I like him. I support him. Hopefully some of y'all would go over and jump on his channel and keep an eye on what's going on over there. But I will leave a link in the description for all that. All right. I think that's all I have to say today. I think I got everything I really wanted to say. I mean, y'all have seen the videos. If you haven't seen some of the videos that have been put out about Olmos Park, there's some on my channel. Maybe I'll leave a link in the description to the main one that I did with some of the others, and we talked about a lot of it. It's an older video, and it's not up to date as far as the latest thing with Jack. But I'll put a link there, and y'all can watch. Well, anyway, I'm done for now. I will be there Saturday. I will see y'all later. This is P&P News. I'm out of here. Thanks everybody for stopping by. See y'all Saturday.